Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. This is going to be episode 4 of our Karak Hirn Radious mod Let's Play. As you saw at the end of the last episode, we had quite a long episode, only 5 turns. So hopefully, I'm not going to set a turn limit on this episode, but we're kind of going to run until the episode is about as long as it should be. So, getting started here, obviously already finished the turn of turn 25, I assume. Yep, looking like it. We've got our army here who's in the underway stance. Can they move this turn? No, they moved this turn already. They're still recruiting over here in Karak Hirn. So, that's looking like the end of this turn already. A very short introduction from me, but I'll be back with you in a second. And we're back for turn 26. As you can see, Nicholas Solman of the Lichtenberg Confederacy is raiding in Averheim, which I'm not very happy about at all. We've completed the interlocking shields research, which is giving us armor on all of our units. So probably what we're actually going to do this turn, so there's still a very small garrison here, so what we're going to do is we're going to declare war this turn. Unless they've got allies? No, they've got no allies, so us and Clan Angrand are going to be declaring war on them. We're going to move this army up, and then hopefully next turn be able to assault the garrison in Akendorf, and then we can add ourselves a whole province, which will be nice. And this army here, led by Albrecht Reynoldson, is going to come down and attack Lord Durand and his army. Let's have a look at the balance of power here. Is it in any way even at all? Let's find out. Dun 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 dun. It is not. So we're just going to be auto-resolving this and wiping his army and killing him. 643, not really worth it. We're just going to be executing the captives. Dagobert Stroman is dead. We've gained an obsidian lodestone, which is giving us magic resistance. So we're probably going to move this army back a little bit, and then we're going to go over to Luther Aftromanari, and we're going to be going into his details and giving him the Shield of Tolos, the obsidian lodestone. We can't obviously give him a mount, and that's all we're going to be giving him for now. But he's going to be quite a combat lord. He's got aggressive, which gives him charge bonus and a weapon strength, and we're probably going to be putting a lot of points. That's interesting. I did not know that you couldn't put combat skills on your rune lords. That's quite interesting. We're definitely going to be giving him the Anvil of Doom, of course, because it's just so cool. Miguel Vondel Barak is ready to be upgraded to a Dwarf Keep, which we're definitely going to do. We're also going to upgrade the Clan Barracks into a mustering hall, which will give us access to more units. We're going to upgrade that to a goat. We're going to upgrade the goat herd to a goat farm. And then we're also going to put in a trinket maker in Karak Hirn, which should be adding in a little bit of income to our mediocre economy. We have, of course, still got public order problems in Karak Dromar, which hopefully we'll be able to fix once we've taken Arkendorf, and we can use this army as a garrison army. Let's see, the Vampire Counts, sorry, not the Vampire Counts, the von Karsteins are not at war with any of the surrounding factions. Ah, no, they are at war with Jufbar, who we do have some vision of. Apparently, Barak Var took Karazakarak, which is interesting, and I was not expecting at all. They're not happy with us. Broken treaties with the Lichtenberg Confederacy. So we are, unfortunately, going to have to be going to war with them, and maybe we'll take back the ancestral dwarf home of Karazakarak. We've got some research to do this turn, of course. What we're probably going to be doing is going for... what could we go for this turn? We're going to go for Tool Market, because then we can get some more of these economy technologies up here. That's going to be it for turn 26, so I'll see you in the next one. And we are back for the next turn, and we have the Winds of Pain, which is coming out onto the campaign map, which is giving all... is that worldwide or faction-wide? It appears to be faction-wide? Of all factions. So, we're going to be getting increased Winds of Magic, which isn't very useful for us, since we don't have any Thanes or runesmiths or anything like that. There's the Lichtenberg Confederacy there, and we're hopefully going to maybe be pushing up to there and stopping them from coming back onto us. Averheim is upgrading, Grenstadt is not, Karagdromar is growing as per, and here we go, we can push Luther Avdromanariani. I really just can't say that name. So what have they got? They've got 1 Lord, 1 General, 3 handgunners. I reckon we could take this with these units. So what we're going to do is maybe try that. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the battle map. I did decide to go in for this and just try and see what we can do against the city here and its garrison. So I'm looking at the position of the fort towers on this map, and what I'm thinking is we're probably going to want to come in from this position over here. And we want to put in our 4 infantry units in the centre, followed closely by the quarrelers, and of course our artillery piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the battle straight away, and we're going to get our artillery piece shooting at this fort tower. So we're also going to move everything a little bit back, so maybe they're going to take a little bit less damage from the archer towers, as we are only in range of one of them. Ah, they actually do have an updated range now, so we're going to move the entire army back a little bit. Ah, yes, of course, that must be changed in the Radius mod, where they don't have infinite range onto the whole campaign map. So if we move our entire army back a little bit, we can. Is the catapult going to move? Are they still in range? They are still in range. Are they being shot, though? No. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and blow a hole in the wall. Is going to be the plan here. So we're doing some nice damage there. So this is probably going to be my tactic, because obviously I'm going to try and do this as, shall we say, cheesily as possible with this small army. So I'm not really wanting to leave anything up to chance, so I'm just going to wait until we batter down this wall. So I'm going to cut, and then I'll get back to you. And we're back in, ladies and gentlemen. I've just paused the game so we can get an update about what's happening. As we can see, Gregor van Gust, I honestly don't know, is running towards the battle line. We can see these handgunners that had piled up in this little square here are now mounting the walls to take a defense against our units. So I had planned to move our units into this gap and make a second gap here and then push through with the units, but it looks like what we're going to have to do is push these units onto the wall, get the catapult to use the last of its ammunition there, and then we can push through this unit, get the quarrelers to sit here, and maybe we can look at a formation for these units here without him. Leadership, melee defense, loss in vigor, can't move. Okay, so we're not going to be using any of those. So the battle is now properly underway, and we're going to be taking a lot of fire on these dwarf warriors as we come in from the tower and from the handgunners. But hopefully it's going to be focused on our lord here, Luther Avdromanariani. I really can't say that, I'm going to have to change his name. But yes, hopefully that's going to be focused on him, and it's not going to hit our dwarf warriors too much, who are going to be invaluable in taking down these handgunners. 2 units have now come down to here, which is interesting. As you can see, I'm also moving up our quarrelers to provide some supporting fire. So the warriors and our rune lord are going to be mounting the walls here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get both of these quarrelers and have them shoot these units down here, which I hope they can do over the wall. Or possibly these ones over here, as these warriors are charging in. Don't know what that is, but it's going off there. As you can see, our rune lord has engaged in melee with these units, and our warriors are also coming up. What we're going to have to do is pile in our quarrelers here, while these dwarf warriors push through against these handgunners. We've got the shield breaker flying wedge enabled, which should give them some increased charge speed, which will hopefully enable them to catch up with these units here. What we're going to do with these quarrelers once they've moved in is we're going to get them to shoot at these handgunners. Are they coming through? They are. Our dwarf warriors have pushed onto the battlements, and we are engaging with the handgunners and the general of the Empire. These handgunners are forming up in front of my quarrelers and are taking some pot shots. A little bit sloppy of me to enable them to take those shots, but it's fine, because what we're going to do is we're going to put them in the Iron Guard hollow box formation, which is an interesting formation to be sure, and we're going to get them to shoot at these handgunners. They're not really shooting quite as much as I was hoping, really. No, definitely not. We're going to have to take off that formation and just shoot at them. There we go, that's a little bit better, more what I was expecting. How are these dwarf warriors doing? Oh no, they're engaged with the general of the Empire. We're just going to have to see if we can charge them through, because they're taking far too much range damage. However, we are taking the walls successfully, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull down this unit of dwarf warriors to help with these handgunners, who appear to have just brazenly charged into melee for no real reason. These handgunners are falling, and our Rune Lord should hopefully be able to take out that general of the Empire. Is he a general? Possibly. Let's find out. Is he the Lord, or is he a general? He is an Empire captain, sorry. These warriors are still pushing forwards. Dwarves, not exactly the fastest of people, and they're already a little bit tired. So what we're going to do is, as we've taken this wall, we're going to get these units to run towards the main square, and hopefully we can take that without issue. This Empire captain is definitely going to lose against our Rune Lord and our warriors. Hopefully we'll be able to take him out before he does too much damage to our Rune Lord. Both of these handgunner units are broken and wavering. What we'll do is we'll get these quarrelers to come around here. These two units can continue on as they should be, but we'll get this unit to shoot at these units here. Can we? Can we? Yes, there we go. Are our dwarf warriors engaged over here? They are. Did they manage to actually catch the handgunners? They did indeed. So what we're going to do is see if we can get some support from these units over here before they take too much damage. We are taking out the captain of the Empire here. Unfortunately, he is dealing a significant amount of damage to our Rune Lord, but that is not the end of the world. These brave dwarf warriors here, who I rather stupidly sent all the way down here when they were tired to go fight these handgunners. They are doing significant damage to them, but they obviously can't stand up to both them and the general of the Empire. These quarrelers firing over the tops of the houses to land some arcing shots on these handgunners, doing some nice damage and slaying quite a few of them. Let's get in here with the camera and let's have a look at some of this. The brave dwarf warriors' last stand holding here. Now we could get them to give them massive stuff. Taking massive damage on these handgunners, and we've got our second unit of dwarf warriors who are pushing up right now. Did we manage to take out the captain of the Empire? Yes, it does look like we did, so we'll get these units down here as well. These dwarf warriors actually managed to survive. they are wavering and they are losing in melee. However, the handgunners have broken from the ranged firepower of our quarrelers, and so these dwarf warriors have returned. This General of the Empire could apparently 1v1 these warriors, which I'm not really going to question. So what we're going to do is we're just going to... This is obviously going to be a victory, probably not decisive, but hey, we managed to take out this settlement with a very small army. So what I'm going to be doing is seeing you back on the campaign map. And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen, with a close victory over Kurt Brukert. Kurt Brukert, that's an interesting name. Against, well, the Lichtenberg Confederacy and their capital of Aachen, which has now been taken for the dwarves of Karak Hirn. So we're going to be looting it for a nice bit of cash and then occupying it. We have secured our province in the eastern border princes, and we're going to be turning on the public order bonus so that we can get a little bit more happiness in our province here. Of obviously Matorka. Luckily, we managed to get that up very high on the public order before, so we shouldn't be feeling the effects as harshly. Repairing, of course, the main building in Arkendorf, and Luthor af Drominari. I need to change his name. Drominari. That's a little bit better. Luthor af Drominari. He has leveled up, so what we're going to be giving him is Rune of Hearth and Hone and Route Marcher. Of course, later on we're going to be getting some of these other runes, which should hopefully help him and his army out in combat. Aachen is ours, and the Lichtenberg Confederacy no longer exist, apart from this army, led by Nikos Solman, who is being hunted by Alric Ranulfsson and his veterans. We can now recruit back our unit of the Warriors of the Dragonfire Pass, bringing Alric's army up to 30 out of 30. Last few things for this turn. The Trinket Maker can be upgraded to a Dwarf Tinkerer's Shop, which should hopefully be giving us some more income. Barak Var, they might be willing to enter into a trade agreement with us, but they are very unhappy with us for attacking the Lichtenberg Confederacy. Belagar and Clan Angrand, I believe, would still, they would still accept a confederation. We can also get a trade agreement with them for a little bit of bonus cash. Karak Norn, they will not be accepting anything from us at the moment. What about Wittenberg, who have lost Wissenland, have lost Wittenberg to Stirland, who appear to be doing very, very well in this game. They've taken Wurtbad, of course, and the Moot, which they hold at the start of the game, but they've also taken Fort Obersteyr and Wissenberg, and I mean, for all I know, they may also have some other provinces up here, which I cannot see. Can we get any trade with Maragliano, who are very, very suffering in the power rankings, possibly an invasion from Skavenblight? Lucchini, we might be able to get a trade agreement with them, unfortunately not. And the Border Princes, that's probably going to be nothing correct. So, that's going to be all for this turn, so I will see you all in the next one. And we're back for the next turn. Timotheus Bruckner has failed to assault the garrison at Aachen, and unfortunately that army, which was being tracked by Alric Ranulfsson, has gone and besieged Aberheim. Luckily, they didn't go straight in and attack it. The Bray herds have come near Clan Angrand, and they have Kargar. Which one is this? This is the war herd of the Shadowgave. So Morga, I believe, spawns over here somewhere. Don't know if he's still around. Barak Dower's back. Karaza Karak has come back, and of course they don't have Karaza Karak anymore. Grimgor's War is still holding the Pillars of Drungni and Mount Squighorn. I can't see any of the stuff here, but I'm assuming that they're still doing well there. Arkendorf can be upgraded to Tier 2. We can also pick up goat pastures there for increased unit replenishment and also a bit of growth. I'm really not liking these von Karstein armies that are sitting on top of my province. It's not good. I'm not a fan. But what we can do, what I am a fan of, is moving Alric Ranulfsson in and absolutely destroying the remnants of the Lichtenberg Confederacy. I could obviously fight this out, but, I mean, look at that balance of power. It's going to have to be an auto-resolve. course, we can give that Scarecrow banner back to the Warriors of the Dragonfire Pass. We lost 110 units, and we will be executing the captives. Nicholas Solman has been killed, and the Lichtenberg Confederacy is now gone. We have unlocked some interesting regiments of renown. We finally got the Grumbling Guard, which is the Longbeards with great weapons, which we'll definitely be wanting to put into Alric's army. He's leveled up to rank 10, which means we can get Beast Slayer, which gives him a bonus versus large, an increase in weapon strength, and a new ability called Heroic Killing Blow, which adds armor-piercing damage and weapon damage for 30 seconds. We're also going to be picking up his Axe of Retribution, which is 25 plus armor-piercing damage, another 30 bonus versus large, and 7 weapon strength. So in one turn, when all of that has processed, we can have a look at how beastly he is. We'll move him into Averheim for now. We're probably going to be wanting to sort his army at some point and maybe change it around a little bit. What we can do is give the Berserker Sword now to Luther Avdromanari. Enchanted item? No, unfortunately not. He has got the Shield of Tolos, though, which gives him a nice 30% missile resistance, which is always good. Let's see, what do we have equipped? Of course, we have a Helm of Eagles, which gives a massive 30% constant ward save. Forgot how amazing he is. What else have we got to do this turn? Not really that much. We're not going to go through to the diplomacy again this turn, because that seems like a little bit of a waste of time. I might go through it off screen, but probably not. I'm probably thinking we're not going to confederate with Clan Angrund until we've taken out. This is going to be a little bit of an interesting quip for this campaign. Until we've taken Karaza Karak from Barak Var. Because either via confederation or via them not hating us anymore. But that's the plan. From here, we're going to confederate with Barak Var, or if they continue to dislike us for our aggressive tendencies, we're going to invade them. A fellow dwarf faction, we are going to invade them and take Karaz Akarak for who it really should be. Alric Ranulfson, the King of Karak Hirn. So, that's going to be the end of this turn. I'm probably just going to play to turn 30, even if that makes this episode a little bit shorter, so I apologise for that, but I will see you in the next turn. Hello ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the penultimate turn of episode 4. As you can see, an interesting little bit. Morga has actually been replaced into this army, relieving the other lord and unfortunately spreading massive chaos corruption wherever he goes. We do have a couple of upgrade things to do. We can upgrade the Dwarf Tinkerer's Shop to a Toolmaker's Workshop. We can also upgrade the whole town in Grenstadt. We have upgraded the town in Averheim, so that will enable us to pick up a refractory, which should give us some public order benefits. So what we're going to do this turn is we're going to march right out of Averheim, and we're going to head into Karag Dromar so that we can improve the public order. We do, unfortunately, have some public order issues in our home province, but I'm not entirely sure why. We can solve that in one turn and put in a refractory, which should solve those problems. I don't know why we're having such problems. Is it because this isn't a unique... I think that might be it. I think it might be because this is just a normal hold. Usually, the inbuilt factions that you don't unlock for yourself have unique buildings. So, of course, Karaz Akarak has the unique thing, and the Empire has Altdorf as a unique settlement. And I don't believe Karak Azor does, which is why it's a lot harder, other than the fact that you start with one province surrounded by enemies and have to make it halfway across the map to actually do anything. But we won't worry about that, so this has been a quick turn. So I will see you on turn 30, where I can hopefully explain the next few stages of our plan for this campaign. See you then. And we're in the end turn here, and Thorgrim Grudgebearer, rank 19 somehow. I don't know how many provinces the dwarves currently have, but they want a non-aggression pact, which... well, we're not going after them yet, so I am happy to accept that. Although, unfortunately, I do believe they have a defensive alliance with Barak Var. So, possibly, what we're going to have to do is massively improve opinions with them so that they won't join in on their side, and maybe even join in on ours. Clan Angrund here, moving through the forests of Athel Loren. And, of course, I'll be seeing you at the end of the turn. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and we are into the final turn of episode 4 of our Karak Hirn Let's Play. What we're going to be doing this turn is just going through a couple of things. We've researched the technology, we get more income from toolmakers, which, as you can see, over the last few turns, our income has increased massively, and we are up to 4,213. Our Gralson, of course, has not moved, so we're going to underway him up into Karak Dromar. Unfortunately, characters and osmosis are increasing the vampiric corruption in this province, so possibly we're going to have to put in a Slayer Shrine to reduce that as much as possible. We've obviously got the factory coming in next turn, which should sort out the public order problems there, and Migdal Vondel Barak can have its own refectory. Refectory, not refactory, I do apologise, refectory, which should be increasing public order and lessening this issue. We can also increase the granary to a stonebread bakery, and of course the dwarven tinkerer's shop to a toolmaker's workshop. Arkendorf and Matorka have no upgrades to do at the moment. We have the research for what we're going to be doing. So, what do we think, ladies and gentlemen? We're probably going to be going for heavy kernstones, which should increase growth in all of our provinces. And that will be, unfortunately, the end of the episode. So, just to pad the runtime a little bit, I'm just going to go over some of the goals, if you like, for this campaign, which have adjusted, of course, as the campaign has progressed. I mentioned one last turn that I'm going to set it as an official goal. We're going to take Karaz Akarak from Barakvar, either via diplomacy or not. And they're still not having a trade agreement, are they? Barag Dawa's Bag, owned by Thorgrim. How many provinces do they have? Can I see that? Can I see that here? They have 2 settlements and are somehow of equal rank to us. Not going to worry about that. We're also going to take the mission to unite the Dwarf Realms. That is all of the Dwarf Realms in the Old World, which is Clan Angrund, Karak Norn, Karak Ziflin, which are in the Grey Mountains over here, Karakadrak up here in the Wastes, Karak Kadrin, Jufbar, Karaz Akarak and Barakvar, and of course Karaz Akarak and the main Dwarven Thorgrim Grudgebearer faction. And if they're still alive, Karak Azul down here with Kalador Dragon. It's not Kalador. It's something Dragon Slayer, I can tell you that. So, unfortunately, that's going to be the end of our episode. I do apologise for having a bit of a shorter one this time, but I wanted to get us to a nice even turn 30 before episode 5 tomorrow. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow for episode 5 of our Karaz, honestly. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow for our Karak Hirn episode 5 Radious Total War Mod Let's Play, and I will see you